Hey everyone, welcome, good morning, good evening. I hope you're doing great. I'm Nisha and I'm the South Asian Mystic, and welcome to my channel. So today's video is a little different, and it's also a really special video because today I'm going to be talking about why I never work with tarot and oracle decks that have humans in it, that is human artwork. In order to do this video, I have made a conscious decision not to glamorize myself, not to do my normal glamour manifestation practice, which is applying makeup, charging my jewelry, and things like that, because this video is all about how animal decks and botanical decks helped me reach deep into my soul, deep into my body, understand the trauma that I had experienced through body shaming while I was growing up, and how these animal and botanical themed decks really helped me empower myself by allowing me to see the real me. So, in honor of that, I am letting you see the real me too. Starting off, let's just go back a little bit about my personal story. And if you've been around my channel for some time, you will know this already. And it's that growing up, I faced a lot of body shaming for being a plus size individual, right from my friends to my teachers at school to my co-workers at work and sometimes family members. I've had to really deal with a lot of negative comments, negative, fat phobia, exclusionary behavior, and ableism of other people who were really disempowering me and really being really nasty people. And that really broke me down. I had a loss of confidence. I really didn't trust myself. My connection to my intuition was just utterly shattered, and I really hated my body. I really hated myself, so much so that I would go into these moments of really emotional, when I was an emotional wreck. Fat phobia, fat shaming, body shaming, it really broke me and it stripped me of my confidence. I couldn't go out to meet people. I didn't have the confidence to eat out in public. I would always be touchy about anything related to body, clothes, food, and exercise and everything. Whenever I would go to stores to purchase something and they wouldn't have it in my size most of the times, I would really feel super bad about myself. And I did start working out. Yes, obviously, I went to doctors and they told me the regular advice, diet, exercise, positive thinking, and I did all of that. And while it helped some, it didn't really get rid of the insecurities and the disempowerment that I felt within. Even after I lost around 30 kgs, I don't know how much it is in pounds, you can just check that out. It was quite a dramatic loss of weight in just about a year's time. Even though I lost that weight, I really never felt like I had achieved something, because while my body seemed more acceptable to societal rules, internally I never felt that way, for a very long time. And internally I was still super upset about everything. I was still very touchy, I was still very broken, I was still an emotional wreck. And that's when I discovered tarot and oracle. So tarot and oracle cards have been a very important part of my healing journey, and if you watched some of my videos, especially some of the Tarot Vlogmaster Challenge videos and some of the other videos where I actually do the deck walkthroughs, I do mention this quite a few times, that Tarot and Oracle cards really helped me overcome so many of these emotional baggages and physical problems that I had, and really pushed me particularly to get out in front of the public and to show myself to the world. And in fact, this YouTube channel is actually a creation that resulted because of the arrival of Tarot and Oracle as a practice in my life. if I had not discovered tarot and oracle, I would probably never have started this channel. And I am so glad I started this channel because I met so many wonderful people, and I am able to really expand and enrich my life by learning so much and discussing with like-minded individuals. And in particular, when I'm talking about tarot and oracle cards, the theme of the cards that helped me in my life were animal and botanical theme decks. And this is where the aspect of me not working or choosing not to work with human theme decks comes into play. When we look at the majority of the tarot and oracle card artwork that is available out in the world, out in the market today, a large number of decks feature humans and or even humanoid figures. And the major problem is that most of these decks which feature human imagery, the humans in the cards are usually white skinned. They are usually thin, that is non plus size people. They are able-bodied. There is no disability representation. And if you, for example, take the traditional RWS system cards, those cards, the imagery, while they transform the landscape of tarot forever by making tarot more accessible to so many people around the world, it's not an accessible deck. I never saw myself in the RWS deck, and that is why till today I don't have a traditional RWS deck, and it will never come into my collection. One of the things that I discovered while I was searching for a good tarot deck to work with was that it's a deck that doesn't make me feel like I am unworthy of receiving this really powerful spiritual tool and the spiritual messages that come along with it, or the experiences that they provide. More than the messages, the experiences that they provide. So essentially a deck that would seek to empower me, that would seek to give me those tools, those that guiding light that can help me feel better about myself, and to find ways where I can actually heal myself proactively. Because that's one thing that I really wanted, because I want to create the life that I want, that I had envisioned, and I didn't want to let any of these societal judgments stop me from achieving that goal. I'd already spent more than 2 decades of my life, sort of cowing down and making myself seem smaller to the rest of the world because I didn't fit in with their ideal imagery, ideal expectations. And so I didn't want that. So when I was searching for a deck to work with, I was looking specifically for a deck that wouldn't make me feel so small about myself. So whenever I looked at any deck that had a human imagery in it, all of them made me feel upset, because whenever I watch these YouTube flip throughs and walkthroughs, whenever I would see the photos on Google, every image would remind me of some person who's taunted me, or a relative who has been so dismissive of me and things like that. Now, I know that some people might say that having such an attitude could indicate someone with a very sensitive temperament towards what's happening in the world. Everyone faces these experiences, and everyone has those people in their life who are really mean to them, and we just need to develop a thicker skin. Well, I had a thicker skin for more than 2 decades of my life, and look where that ended me in. Like I said, I was such a socially anxious individual and such an introvert, and it didn't help me having that thick skin. So allowing myself to feel these feelings, or allowing myself to acknowledge that certain people and certain imagery in these tarot and oracle decks just did not work for me because they reminded me of my emotional tormentors, was one step in the healing journey. So when I looked for a deck, I started seeing these decks recommendations which contained animal and botanical imagery and energies infused in the cards. And that's when I realized this is what I'm looking for. They feel very welcoming, they're wild, they're free, they are who they are, they don't take shit from anyone, and they encourage you to do the same, and they've encouraged me to do the same. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching.